For the past few years, the abundance of our technology has been considered as our easiest way to get our needs and to make our life comfortable than before. The widespread of technology all over the world resulted in the use of it as our tools to communicate to others, to socialize with everyone. And with the help of internet, the technology becomes a part of our life, and it's certain that we can live now in this world without having any single technology. The digital divide. The technological inequalities among people in one country and between countries, commonly known as the digital divide, arose from the landmark 1994 U.S. Commerce Department's National Telecommunications and Information Administration. The digital divide has been debated by many digital divide indicators, include the information communication technologies. But much of the debate is the result of lack of understanding about the digital divide, its origins, inputs, and responses. In general, in a broader sense, the study of digital divides involves the study of the impact of the digital divide indicators. Access is a crucial component in the digital divide. It involves obstacles that exist even if all the other remaining indicators are in place. These obstacles can broadly be grouped into 5 categories: the geography, income, ethnicity, age, and education. Geography. According to the UN Human Development Report 2011, there is a big digital divide between the rich industrialized countries of the northern hemisphere and the poor, less industrialized countries in the southern hemisphere. According to Notary, the status of global digital inclusion needs a lot to be desired. For example, of the approximately 7 billion inhabitants of the earth, 65% are not digitally connected. 69% of people in the development countries have access to internet, and 21% of the people in developing countries have access to internet. Income. According to the most recent Pew Research Center's study of the US population, household income is the greatest predictor of internet and other ICT technologies use. This research reports that analysis of the several surveys conducted by the Pew Research Center's Internet and American Life projects reveal the significant key difference between those who live in households to those in lower income households. In the figure, it vividly shows that the regular use of internet and cell phone ownership has much more percentage use of internet than the broadband at home. Ethnicity. According to NTIA, one's ethnicity has a great influence on ICT access. Although there has been no comprehensive study of global ICT access based on ethnicity and race, there have been limited but revealing national studies. Nearly all studies are pointing to similar results like those in the original NTIA report. However, there have been interesting changes in the issues of ethnicity and access to ICT technologies. These dramatic changes has been brought about by the rapid changes in modern communication technologies, more specifically internet-enabled communication technologies. Age. There is a myth that young people use computers and the internet far more than any other age group. There is also conventional wisdom that young people under age 18 do more surfing of the internet than any other age group. However, this is not the case. There is consistent data from NTIA and the PCLA Internet Report showing that the highest usage of computers and the internet is among people between ages of 18 and 49, are consistently show that older people, those under 10, use computers and online access far less than any other age group. Also, the latest figures similar hold cover patterns, with the sharp sliding pattern usage peaking between 18 and 54 years. Education. Ever since the NDIA report showed that the higher the education level one achieves, the more likely one is to use a computer and therefore the internet. The study after the study shown the same thing. Internet report have 69.9 and 86% internet usage respectively compared to 11.7 and 31% usage respectively those who with less than a high school diploma.
The digital divide problem, as Rodriguez and Wilson pointed out, it is only a partial solution to a computer problem, even if we were to provide everyone on the globe with first-class ICT equipment. The reality will remain that only a few will be able to maintain the gratefully use the provide technologies. Human capacity development is a complex usually consisting of many parts including creating awareness of the potential for ICT to meet one's needs, creating development and strengthening capacity to use information and ICT effectively using local input, building capacity to produce and package information so that it adds value to local inputs, ensuring ongoing technical capacity development and developing a format for knowledge and information sharing, preventing the local capacity from being drained to other usually developed countries. Infrastructures. As a note by many, the digital divide infrastructure is related to access in many ways. They both present obstacles to gaining access to ICT. For us, infrastructure will mean fixed communication structures in those countries with good fixed communication structure like electricity, telephone, goods road, and airpods. ICT development is a lot faster. Lack of such resource hinder the development of ICT. Those who have worked in developing countries can at least to the economic difficulties in the logistics of teaching people locate in remote rural area with limited or no access to formal educational system, healthcare, portable water, electricity, or job related to the news information economy. This is highlight the necessity of lack of good speech communication structures that are crucial to the development of ICT. The ability of this resource will to speed up the development of ICT structure like internet cafe. ICT access enables us as personal computers, personal assistant, internet-enabled cellular phone, and other miniature.
Hello everyone, my title is all about enabling environment, politics, public policy, management style, and obstacle to overcoming the digital divides. Number 1. Enabling environment. Mr. Rodriguez and Wilson noticed that thought the help of ICT or enabling ICT in the environment is very useful, especially nowadays. But some ICT not existence through ICT, they can thrive or improve our political environment, management style, and our daily lifestyle. If you enabling ICT in our environment or in our life. Number 2, politics. ICT have a big contribution in terms of politics. Mr. Rodriguez and Wilson, they say that through ICT has a good impact effect in our economics, politics, because through ICT is help us to improve our public policies and to manage our style, ways in workplace. And the ICT prevent the secureness of the public's policy because when we are in politics, there a lot of confidential there. But when you need a license and trusted ICT, you'll be safe to all threatened, especially to all software virus. 1. A climate of democratic rights and civil liberties conducive to ICT adoption. 2. Respect for the rule of law and security of property rights. And 3. Investment in human capacity. And 4. Low level of government disturbance. Number 3. Public policy management style. They are requiring all the ICT person to register their system to get a license because the politics is suggesting that and they have in our law to be legal your ICT works. And for safety for the person to avoid plagiarism, so we need to make sure that we use a license and trusted ICT improve our system safety so that the government want to use an ICT to improve their and manage their lifestyle way. Number 4. Obstacle to overcoming the digital divide. Based on a number of studies and data, including that of Bankhole and that of Kim, indicating that digital inclusion is one of the agents of development. Countries and policy makers are making every effort to expand the digital inclusion. Thus, degrees and digital divide within countries and across the globe. And physical access. With involved individual being able to obtain access to computer, landline, and network in order to access the internet. And financial access. Having the means to meet and cost of ICT divide traffic, application, technician, and educator, training software, maintenance, and structures, social content of computing. And political access, creating the political environment that enable a faster growth of the internet, other digital inclusion technology. And cultural access, availability of image and language to carry over the digital inclusion across different cultural lines.
The automation of the workplace has been the most vigorously first concept since the industrial age. despite the original fear that workplace automation would mean the end to human work, except in a few areas. Workplace automation has proceeded hand in hand with increasing employment numbers. Electronic office. We can define an electronic office as technology-augmented office with knowledgeable employees. Technology in the environment might include in computers, computer-driven device, and telecommunication device with text processing and storage capabilities. There are two factors have been and are still fueling the growth of the electronics office. The first is the increasing productivity of office employees to counter the rising cost of office operations. The second is the acquiring of technology necessary to handle ever-increasing complexity and modernization of office communication and decision-making process. As electronic gadgetry has been invading the office and the overall workplace, workers have been leaving the office in droves. A few of them replaced by the new technology, others transplanted by it, but many of the experienced working outside the original office confines. Meat and package service company drivers also key in their local and speed transmitting the data to the company computer so a package can be continuously traced from the time of departure to within minutes of the estimated time of arrival. The virtual workplace is home to increasing type of employees who work very briefly in their corporate workplace are mostly on the road and often telecommute using personal or company provided equipment. This worker is rarely in a fixed workplace but nevertheless performs a full day's work. According to ISNZEC, the most important element of virtual workplace is the use of computers and other telecommunication devices to link up employees and the massive worldwide database of vital information and other human resources.
Ang Quiet Revolution ay isang panahon ng matinding paglipat ng sosyo-politika at sosyo-kultural sa lalawigan ng Quebec ng Canada. Minarkahan ng matagumpay na sekularisasyon ng demokrasya, ang pagtatag ng estado na pinamamahalaan ng estado, Etat Providence, ang muling pagsasaayos ng politika sa mga kampong federalista at soberanya o separatista at ang kasunod ng halalan ng isang gobyernong makasoberanya. Ang isang telecommuter ay gumagana ng malayuan, karaniwang mula sa bahay. Inaasahan din ng boss na maabot ang empleyado sa pamamagitan ng telepono at email sa mga tukoy na oras. At maaaring magkaroon ng mga pamamaraan upang masubaybayan ang mga pagkilos ng telecommuter tulad ng pagbabahagi ng screen, mga capture ng keystroke at mga tala ng aktibidad ng computer. Mo dapat sayangin ang oras ng pagmamaneho papunta at galing sa trabaho. Mas madaling mag-concentrate dahil walang mga karaniwang pagkakaambala sa mga opisina. Hindi kailangang magbayad para sa mga bus. Matutulungan ka nitong makagawa ng mas mahusay na balanse sa pagitan ng trabaho at mga personal na interes. Magagawa ng mga employer na makatipid ng pera sa real estate at iba pang mga overhead na gastos.